you know, you walk into a restaurant, your favorite restaurant. It's nice. Little host stand. You walk in right behind him, and it's you. It's 18-year-old you. Ooh. So what do you tell him?
Nice shoes, man.
Welcome everybody to the first episode of Toasted, a new series here on Pine Park where I talk and have a small conversation with some of my most influential and cool friends out there in any industry. And we get toasted on some marshmallows and we get toasted on a little bit of that good stuff. For the first episode, I couldn't have anyone else, a man that needs no introductions. He's built so many things in so many different areas. Big man, OpTic HECZ. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for letting me be part of the inaugural show.
I'm excited. I
appreciate the honor.
Of course. First question that I'm going to ask every guest: which way would you like to get toasted first, my friend?
You know that I'm always going to go with that green stuff.
Oh, let's do it.
You know?
Let's do it. We have some of that green dog rolled up in here. Thank you so much to them, and thank you so much to Josefo for rolling it up. Yes.
Rolling it. So I've seen you roll these super fast. You know what I don't do? I don't put the filter in the joint until way later.
That's a new technique. Not a new technique, but that's something that I learned that a lot of people are doing that I'm not. I do it before.
Yeah, it's like, who am I who is this filter to determine the width of my joint? You know, like I'll roll it, and however thick it is, I'll make that fit into that.
100%. Oh, 100%. So as a man that's created many things, that's done many things across many industries, I gotta ask you, besides your child, what's your favorite thing you've ever created?
Oh man, I think we can't say any of the businesses that I've been
go ahead, of course.
Dude, I think
that counts.
To not be cheesy and not say Pine Park, and to not be cheesy and say OpTic, or Guggen, and again, you know, being part of the advisory team is not any indication of how much work I actually put into those businesses, because I didn't. Right? Guggen was built by the guys in front of the camera. Same thing with Good. I think shows just in general, man. I think the blueprint as to how, not just an esports company, but just like sports companies in general, can utilize social media at their disposal. Because you gotta understand, there's a long time, up until recently, where traditional sports teams didn't, you know, there was no strategy behind their social media stuff.
Right.
And I'm not saying that I'm the sole creator of that. I will humble myself, but you know, we were one of the first adapters, and I think my strategy has proven to work in different cases, you know, across the industry, and something that helps other people is always a good thing.
Yeah, 100%. There's so many pages that are not even sports teams, maybe even professional companies like the Wendy's Twitter account that are just more relatable. They're posting memes and not just super corporate stuff. That's awesome. That's awesome for sure. Some good green dog in there, my friend.
Nice.
Oh, a lot of people these days are talking about work-life balance. That seems to be like the main topic, and everyone's just overworked right now. As a man that's worked so hard, what do you think it is possible to achieve greatness and achieve really great, huge success with leisure time and taking time off?
I don't think balance works. I don't think balance. I mean, look, you can lie to yourself, and maybe it's true for you to find that work-life balance. But for me, I gave up a lot of family time when I was building this thing. You know, like I made it to my daughter's first birthday. I stayed home. I didn't go to what was it? It was Boston. It was Boston MLG event. Because I wanted to stay back and be part of her first birthday. But after that, like I missed a bunch of birthdays. I missed a bunch of, never missed Thanksgiving though. Never missed Thanksgiving because there's always events during my birthday or her birthday or Jude's birthday. Can you achieve work-life balance? I don't think so. I think that if you really want to become a top person in whatever field you want to be, even if on something that you yourself create, I think that you need an unhealthy amount of passion towards that. And I think that unless you give it your all, you won't be able. I did what I did with consciousness that said, I am going to sacrifice me being with them so that they can live a different life, right?
Right.
And Jude has always been like super. She's never asked for like any of the glamour. Like she was with me. I was with her from the beginning. She was with me from the beginning before all of this. So, you know, you do have like this pressure that you add onto yourself about, you know, growing up, making your kids grow up differently than what you did, right?
For sure.
Like them not being
100%.
exposed to the shit that you were. So that's always in the back of your head, and you sort of justify sacrificing some family moments to be a part of something that's bigger, you know, in some cases.
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. And I feel like that's what a lot of people are trying to figure out, you know? There's like a lot of chirping in one ear. There's this huge side of social media that's like grind all day, 20 hours a day, even if you only need 4 hours of sleep. Yeah, 100%. The Sigma grind set. And then there's this growing aspect of like, maybe it's come from like the work from home in 2020 area. Like people kind of were just like, wait, we can just calm down a little bit, I guess. I don't know, it seemed like the grind, there's like some aspect of the grind and there's some aspect of like, wait, we don't have to do all this. So I was asking if, you know, I feel like a lot of people are caught in between, like which is.
I think that if it's a good way to put it. If you can balance, let's say you have 40 hours of work that you have to be, right? So it's a 40-hour work week, but you can fit those 40 hours into 2 days by working 20-hour days and getting your shit done, then if that's the balance that you choose to do, then that's cool too. But then you give yourself like all this other free time to pursue other endeavors, whether artistic or passion or that. But you know, the work has to be put in regardless, right? Like you can't work on something that doesn't make any money without working for the thing that, you know, makes the money.
100%. How do you personally try to balance your time between work and family stuff and the most important things? Is work 90% of it? Is work 100% of it?
My work since 2009 has been something that I love to do and would be doing it for free the way that I did from 2005 to 2009. It was just for free.
Right.
And maybe you made some cash selling face plates or selling artwork or doing this and that. But you know, the whole merch, everything that you see now is common. Like every brand knows that they have to have, you know, good socials, good content, and because of the good content, you have good merch. You know, all these verticals that these revenue sources that are now so common weren't so common back then. So, you know, oh shit, a bird just
it survived though. It survived. It just bounced right off. That's a strong bird.
What was the question? Where did we leave off?
I guess how much of your life
balance?
Was work? Yeah, but I mean, it's
100% of it. You know, like it's something that I would have been doing regardless, man. Like when I found YouTube, like this new world opened up to me, and it was like the universe saying, your story doesn't end the way that you thought. You know, being some fucking suit wearing, cubicle to office grind person, and instead I found a way to make a living off of something that I was doing for free already.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. But I know for sure that it's not all like sunshine and rainbows. No. It's a roller coaster on the way to the top where you are right now. Can you share with us one maybe learning experience or even a failure that you had along the way right now that you were like, wow, if I could go back, maybe you would change that?
I mean, you know, I always say that it's like I made no mistake, and I have. But I just tell it out loud so that I can believe that everything that is right now is because of all those mistakes. So they couldn't have been mistakes because I'm a happy person. Yeah. You know, even with all the adversity, even with all the drama that I have going on, like I do a really good job of just shoving that to a drawer until it's needed to be tended to. Whether it's the lawsuit with Activision, or whether it's you know, a disagreement with a business partner, or you know. This thing became so insanely big, so insanely quick, that the amount of interest from external sources, like VCs and everybody that's investing into this thing. I mean, you see it in cannabis, you see it in fishing, you see it in everywhere. You see it everywhere. It was just everybody was trying to get a hold of that Netflix or a hold of that HBO or a hold of that. You know, NFL network for a very specific thing that everybody's like, I want a piece of that. And instead of them going out and putting in the work to do that, what ended up happening is that they just said, okay, I just want to buy certain chunks of these certain sectors, right? The problem was that those same people that fell in love with the things that they invested in felt that they were thought in their head that because they were so in love with it that they understood the thing, and they sort of earned this sense of ownership or creation in the brands. And I'm talking about not just OpTic and not just all the other stuff that's out there. I'm talking about everyone in cannabis and everywhere. That they felt that because they loved it and because they were so passionate about it, that they also built it. And that's not the case, right? That shit was already built. You fell in love with it because it was already built.
Right.
So when the money came in, and everybody who is putting their best foot forward and saying, you know what, I will work with someone in this thing, we sort of allowed them to have a voice in the strategy because of whatever business thing they learned out there. And it's it never translates, ever.
For sure. I heard a lot in there that you were talking, and you talk a lot about it personally, about the people around you. You never did it yourself. How do you choose the partners around you? Because I feel like that's so monumental and important in someone growing an idea past just an idea, you know? And I feel like that's the hardest part almost.
Not for me. Nah. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way, even though I am a very, 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 very braggadocious person. Mostly because I find it funny. I make my friends laugh by saying certain things. Anyway, like you can always tell who has it like right away. You know what I'm saying? Like you always feel this like this gravity towards this person, whoever it was. When I first met Nate Shot, like Nate Shot wasn't like this outgoing dude and all that, but there was something about how he made the entire group feel when he would say stuff that I'm like, man, this guy is gonna be good on camera. It's just like a no-brainer. Scump, obviously, like that's something. That's someone who is just naturally gifted, not just in his hand-eye coordination, but also like his personality and the ability for him to be himself on camera. And as you know, right, when you're in front of the camera, you try to be yourself as much as you can, so that you don't feel like it's a job and you're just living your life, and you don't want to lie, right? Right. But there is a level that you tune up, like you go from a 50, which is like you centered and true being as you. And then you turn that up to like a 60, you know? You're
just a little more camera, a little present, for sure. And that was rare at the time, because there was only, I mean, it was Nate Shot, Scump, maybe Censor, you know, there was really only a few like personalities with their gameplay as well. So that was cool. So some people certainly just, you know, you think some people just really have it like that, or it's something that can be learned, you know?
I thought that, I mean, the whole reason OpTic started was because I believed that pro players could be taught how to be influencers, not influencers. I take that back, and I hate that my brain's been infected by this day and age, by creators of content. I once had a thought, and I tell this story all the time, so if you guys have heard this, forgive me, but I'm just catching you up. At one point in 2009, I wanted to go to an MLG event to compete in Call of Duty with a team of me, Hutch, C-Nanners, and Tabe.
Okay. Tabe,
you remember Tabe? To the face.
Yeah. You Swedish? Right?
Yeah. And I'm like, if we go there, we are for sure gonna fucking sell more T-shirts than everybody else. 100%. And then I said, I'm like, man, how do I convince them? How do I convince Tabe to travel? How do I convince C-Nanners to go out there when he doesn't need to? Obviously, he's got a successful channel. If you look at Hutch is a little bit more grungy, so he's always up for a fight. Obviously, as you can tell by his tweets.
Shout out to Hutch.
So I decided, I'm like, maybe it's easier to turn a pro player who's good at the game to a personality just by teaching them that it is okay to be nerdy, it is okay to be quirky, it is okay to be you on camera.
Yeah.
You know, and when you feel like it, tune it up a little bit to emphasize, right? So yeah, that's how you. It's easier. You are born with the ability to be good at video games the same way that you are born with the ability to just be a social butterfly. You know, and essentially that's the ultimate difference, right? What are you born with, and how can you focus in on that to improve everything else that you're weak at?
Right. Is there a difference? Do you use that same philosophy for your business partners with the content creators? Is there like a feeling that you get with those business partners that you're like, maybe this guy's the one to work with, or this company's the one to work with?
Yes and no, right? Because you do want to go with someone more seasoned, because you always want to be learning, English in particular. You always want to be learning. And the more that you expose yourself to, and when I say expose yourself, like become vulnerable enough to say, even though I have done this, there's still room for growth for me.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it's really easy to let your ego, right? Just to let your ego just be like, who the fuck is this person to tell me how to fucking build this fire that's already burning? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's that exposure, right? So I think that picking a partner, it all depends, man. Businessmen, if you're not a business person and you are becoming one, or you happen to accidentally fall in a place to where you are a business person, never be afraid to be a business person with another business person. And that is something that I had to learn the hard way.
Right. Never
Right.
feel like you're like not out of place in a room or something.
What I mean by that is that businessmen are gonna cut your throat to do the business right, right? And they will, and it's okay to do that because it's business. But the second that you have the same mentality, then it's not business no more. Then feelings are involved. It's like, yo, how, it's like, dude, I thought we were doing this together. Like, whoa. If that was the case, then we wouldn't have this disagreement where you're making me act like a businessman. And there's no shame in it. There's no shame in it. You gotta utilize whatever you learn, because they are, in some cases, businessmen who have gone to school for so many years and are older than you, obviously have more seasoned opportunities. I'm not just talking about gaming. I'm talking about like just in general.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is something that you gotta be aware of at all times.
100%.
Be okay with being a businessman.
Right.
And falling right into that role.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. I think we got to fall into these s'mores real quick. We got a
I'm
s'mores
down.
kit all in one. I've honestly never seen this before. That's
Here,
exciting.
let me hold that while you open that.
Oh yeah, go ahead and get a couple more hits in there. Keep it going.
I'm gonna keep this cherry roasted.
More ways to s'more. There's a microwave. I don't know if I've ever made s'mores in the microwave. Have you?
No.
Yeah,
Although I do use the
not-
microwave, my wife and my daughter anti-microwaves.
Wow. As in like radiation stuff, or just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that makes sense honestly.
Not me.
I'll give those radiation
Not
vibes
me.
all
Let
day.
me get some of that. Let me get some of that Peter Pan. Not Peter Pan. The Peter Parker.
Ooh, yeah, of course. We got the graham crackers, we got the marshmallows. That's all we need, man. Oh,
Dude, I
multiple.
want to know. This is what we need to do research on. We should start a documentary in which we say, who the fuck invented the s'more?
It's gotta
And
be.
can we shake their hand?
It's gotta be a genius.
And give them a hug.
They gotta be a genius. Just so simple, but 3 things that I probably wouldn't put together in my own time,
No.
They had to think about it, which I like.
Shout out Mr. S'more Maker creator.
Let's do it.
Roasted cherries on an open tree.
Here you are.
That did not make sense, but I don't care.
And we got many more. We got many more.
Hit me.
Give it a good stab. Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna put it on top of this. I'm gonna do this here.
Oh yeah. Let's do it.
Now, do you just go with one because they're not big enough?
That's what I was. It's like the
Yeah.
perfect width, kind of. Honestly,
Oh shit!
It's nice.
Yes.
How burnt do you like yours? You like them
I-
crisp? Do you like them blackened?
You know what? It depends on the marshmallow. It lets you know.
Ah, you're right.
Literally
Sometimes I like
talking shit.
a light
You know
one or
that
something.
tuning up of the personality. That's why I just did that. Just made that up. Look at this. Okay, now it's going right, and then bam. Now it looks like it's entering the atmosphere.
Oh, you like it really in there.
Oh yeah. Let me stand this up if I can. Ow. Whoosh.
Get it over here.
Nah, fuck
There
it.
we go.
Oh shit. Wait. We have to have the chocolate ready, dude.
Oh, what am I thinking?
What am I thinking?
It's a rookie move.
I'm gonna have to start all over. Now I'm gonna have to do something I didn't want to do.
What's that? Is there a s'mores technique?
Yes and no. I'm sure there is. I just go with the flow.
You got to feel this more.
Yeah. It's like you gotta hold it. You gotta hold both like this, and then create a trap door.
Okay.
So when the s'more gets on there, you can bacow. Lord Jesus.
Thank you, good sir.
Dude, I'm gonna wait for you. You want me to hold that?
Give me a little bit. Now I'm good.
Yeah.
There we go.
Let me guess. There's a strain called Marshmallow Heaven or something like that.
There's a Marshmallow OG, 100%.
Is there?
100%.
Fucking knew it.
Right out of
Too
there.
good of a fucking snack to not.
You got
Cheers,
to.
man.
Cheers. I don't even know what a marshmallow is made out of.
To your first episode. What is a marshmallow made of?
Just sugar, I bet, and fluff. Cheers. Thank you.
Man.
No.
If you can hear the crunch, leave a like on the video.
Just so simple. 3 simple ingredients. Wow. One of the things I hear online all day, left and right.
You got some marshmallow. It's like hot mouth.
Oh.
Oh, so good. So good. What an invention, by the way. Have you ever been camping?
Camping?
Yeah.
Once in my life.
So you haven't done the banana split on the you
No,
haven't done
no.
You got foil.
Okay.
Here's the thing. You could toast a hot dog bun, but essentially you just lay a bed of marshmallows, throw a banana in there with a couple of these Hershey's, put the foil next to the fire for a couple minutes, pull that out, add a little ice cream if you want, and then go to town.
Wow. Does it taste better in the wilderness?
Yes, everything. The same way that everything tastes better after you smoke is the same way. Like when you're out in the wild, you're cooking over open fire. There's something primal there. Maybe the ash from the embers that lands on your hot dog with chili, Hormel, chunky chili.
You're a hot dog man at all times. I'm not sure if I've heard a hot dog yet. Actually, yeah, campfire, of course.
Yeah,
hot dog on a
hot
stick.
dog. Yeah, right here, bam.
Dang. Would you do one on each, or would you do?
Yeah, dude, as many as I could. 100%. I also like bologna.
Oh, I do like bologna as well. I don't even know what's in it, but
Is that
you like Spam?
I do like Spam.
I like Spam as well. Yeah,
of course. The bologna thing, it comes in a big case. It looks like a big hot dog, right? Have you seen them? How they come?
Oh, right. With the red wrapping.
Yeah, and then obviously you get sliced. So I think I'm like I have to love bologna because it looks like a fucking jumbo hot dog and shit. The mothership of hot dogs.
That's awesome.
I merged in the last episode on Pine Park After Dark. We were talking about movies, and somewhere in there, talking about Interstellar. I merged The Arrival into it.
Oh.
And I'm like, one of the coolest concepts with the language communicates with the I was like, oh my God. And it struck me this morning when I woke up, because we filmed it yesterday.
I was really trying to think. I was like, maybe I missed something in the movie.
No.
I was like, I don't think I got that.
You did see me, you're like,
Yeah. I was like, oh man, that's quite the theme.
yeah.
All right, the question that I'm gonna ask every guest, the final question I'm gonna ask every single guest. You walk into a room. You walk into a restaurant, your favorite restaurant. It's nice. Little host stand. You walk in right behind him, and it's you. It's 18-year-old you.
Ooh.
What do you tell him?
Nice shoes, man. 18, that's 1998. Probably some Reebok DMXs that just came out, or some Timberland sneakers.
Heck has always been fresh.
Yeah, dude. Since 1990, since 1990, so I was 10 years old.
You wear fresh at 9. You wear fresh at 9.
Yeah, no, I just noticed that I liked my ponies way too much. They were high tops, and they look good with jeans. They look good with my uniform for school because I went to Catholic school. What would I tell myself? Nice pants. Now, man, I don't know, dude. This is what I would say. Get out of the way. I would say get out of the way. And what I mean by that is that there is an element of, put some fucking music here. There is an element of being pushed by the universe that you have to fucking take account for.
Right.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
I believe that there are a million, trillion, quadrillion paths that you can take in life. And I think that if you're a good person, you know what I'm saying? Like if you go out of your way to not disturb the peace, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And whatever that may be. Now, see, in business, I don't consider that part of like, because that's a specific game by specific people who are fucking cutthroat, okay? Anyway, so I think that there's an element of letting the universe fucking take you and guide you, and as long as you make the right choices, you don't take the shortcut here, or you don't, you know, I think that you're gonna be just fine. And I've always had this feeling, always, dude, always, that there's something coming, something else is coming. My last job that I had was at AIG. And I remember driving Jude's 1993 Honda Civic to work every single day. And you know, this thing didn't have heat and it didn't have AC, but I would be driving to work. I'm like 25. I'm playing Call of Duty by now. I was driving to work and I always felt like I feel like it's about to be vacation. When you were a kid, you're like, oh, here comes spring break, or here comes, you know?
Yeah.
And right before everything happened with gaming, like that's the feeling that I had at that job. And then, you know, I'm like, man, that was like an instinct that I felt so strongly. Right. And since then, I just get out of the way. You know, like I don't make things difficult for me. You know, again, you know, I'm talking about myself, so I don't want to paint myself in too good of a light. But I do try to just, you know, just blinders on. Like if it's not a good thing, I don't look at it. If it's a shortcut that's just shady, I just don't fucking look at it. You know, and it's worked out so far.
Yeah,
so how
100%.
can I stop that?
Right, like a mix of go with the flow, but being vigilant of it.
Absolutely.
Right, 100%. Dude, thank you so much for coming on. You are the man. First episode of Toasted. Thank you all so much for sticking through to the very end. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Leave us a little feedback on what you thought of the setup and the feedback. Shout out to Josefo for building it all out. Shout out to HECZ for coming through. Incredible stuff. Thank you all so much. We'll see you on the next episode. We got some good guests lined up. Peace.
Yeah.
Maybe another one.
Was that too introspective in the end or good?
That was good. That was great. That's what we want.
Hell yeah.
A little seriousness.
Yeah, I'm gonna have another one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.